handle? Oh, because I stopped using Facebook. It's just too much bullshit, especially after the Molly Tibbetts stuff, where like Kim Reynolds like took no time whatsoever to politicize her death, being like, if we had built that wall.
See, I had friends who politicized it the other way, where they said, "I don't want to politicize this, but men did this." It's like, well,
what?
I mean, a man did it, but that doesn't mean all men. I've never fantasized about assaulting or killing a woman.
Well,
I have a lot of people that this is precisely why I left Facebook, because a friend of mine she posted this thing where it's all like men only want sons because they don't want to raise somebody who could end up being a victim to the patriarchy or whatever, and I'm just like, yep, nailed it. I hate my daughter, and that's the reason why I want a son. It has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that I just want one of each.
Yeah.
And then she's just
It's like having a set.
She's just like, I'm not attacking you personally, blah 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 blah, and I'm like, you're attacking every single guy. And then someone's like, not all men, and I was just like, I'm not even gonna fucking try, because it's just
the way
if there's anything on this world that makes me want to commit suicide more than anything, it's Facebook. I'll log in and I'll look at it, and I feel depressed about myself because I have a penis, or I feel bad about myself because I'm fat, or I feel bad about myself because I'm not part of the societal norm, and it just makes me so beyond depressed that.
And you see all the worst opinions.
Yeah, and
it is like the vocal minority, and it just is blasted out and mega pumped it up to 11.
It's so terrible, and it's just like, so when you're talking about that with Twitter, it's just like, I never see that. All I see are funny.
See, I don't get
funny bullshit.
Apparently, I just follow the people who are like, "Wow, here's this," and this person then responds to it. And then
I
you just go
follow
to that Twitter
a lot of
hole.
porn. This is my Twitter feed is a lot of porn, and then chicks who I think are really good looking, probably bots. And then friends. That's essentially same thing with my Tumblr. Tumblr's 100% porn.
Oh yeah,
that's all I use
think that's
Tumblr
all
for.
Tumblr was made for.
I have 2 Instagram accounts.
Do you have your shit posting Insta and then your...
No, the normal one, and then the one I don't want people to know who I follow.
Very cool. I have 4 Instagrams, but that's because I have one for 30 and Nerdy. I have one for Giant Lord. I have one for the grocery store, and then I have one for myself. So 3 of those are technically business accounts.
Yeah, mine are all for
pleasure.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck if people are like, ooh, AJ likes Curvy Buena and Curves by Tracy. Goddamn right. And I'm looking at those women in their swimsuits because they're really, really hot, and they feel confident about their plus size bodies, and they should.
Mine is just like, oh, this guy follows 17 Emma Stone accounts. Like, goddamn right, dude. She's a queen. She's the most perfect woman in the world.
There's a girl that kind of looks like her that works at the Ankeny Walmart or Altoona Walmart.
Not anymore.
Oh, did you kill her? Not all men, David. Not all men.
And with that, this is David, and this is 30 and Nerdy.
Yep, I'm AJ, and I'm a depressed little bean, and I wish to die.
Mine's Brady, and I have no mouth yet. I must scream.
Very cool.
Now, last week, we left you. Let's see here. Did we do Guardians of the Galaxy, or did we stop at Captain America, the Winter Soldier?
We stopped at Winter Soldier.
All right. So we're going to pop right in.
We stopped at Guardians.
I think we stopped right before Guardians, because we like Guardians, and so we wanted to keep it in with all the really good, where it starts to get into its great groove.
Yeah.
Somebody looking up all the synopsises?
If you want. I a lot of these I actually know because I've seen. So Guardians of the Galaxy starts off with our young and nubile child Star Killer on the planet Earth.
Star-Lord. You dingus.
Starkiller is from the Force Unleashed video games.
And
Starkiller Base. That's right.
Yeah.
So
all right, here, I got it right here because I started looking up when I was. You can do the Guardians 2 if you want. Since I'm not, that way I don't have to read all the movies. Whatever. I don't know what I'm saying.
I don't remember Guardians 2 as well.
How do you not remember? That's the best one. Brash space adventurer Peter Quill, played by Chris Pratt, finds himself the quarry of relentless bounty hunters after he steals an orb coveted by Ronan, a powerful villain. To evade Ronan, Quill is forced into an uneasy truce with 4 disparate misfits: gun-toting Rocket Raccoon, tree-like humanoid Groot, enigmatic Gamora, and vengeance-driven Drax the Destroyer. But when he discovers the orb's true power and the cosmic threat it poses, Quill must rally his ragtag group to save the universe.
You know what? Now that I think about it, we did do this one already.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yep.
Gosh dang it. Well,
Because
there was...
I was thinking about it, and it's just like you were talking about how you had cut in Groot every time we said Groot.
No, I cut in... this is family. But yeah, so we probably did talk about it since we were Vin Dieseling it up. All right, so Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Sorry about that, people. Not like you're going to hear it anyway.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and start off with Guardians of Galaxy 2. This movie's pretty fucking good, and I think Dave is going to have a synopsis for us.
Let's see here. All right, Peter Quill and his fellow Guardians are hired by a powerful alien race, the Sovereign, to protect their precious batteries from invaders. When it is discovered that Rocket Raccoon has stolen the items they were sent to guard, the Sovereign dispatches their armada to search for vengeance. As the Guardians try to escape, the mystery of Peter's parentage is revealed. And I must say, the opening to this, when Groot plugs in because Baby Groot is about the most adorable thing in the world.
Oh, yeah.
And he plugs it in, he's dancing around. My kids just love that. They will sit there and laugh their butts off. Because, I mean, everything is happening.
While a cosmic horror is being destroyed.
Yeah.
And my two favorite parts are Gamora sitting there, and then Groot's like, and waves to her, and then she like smiles and waves, and then like flies off shooting. And then Drax like lands right next to him. And, of course, in the end of Guardians 1, Drax... he was dancing or whatever Groot was. And then every time Drax would look at him, he would stop and freeze.
Yep.
And then so he does the same thing here where he's like, I'll kind of dance with the music. And then Drax like looks at him, and then all of a sudden Groot will just stop and kind of peer around and then dance again. And he looks back. I love that this movie doesn't take itself so seriously, that there's just so much fun in it. And the Guardians of the Galaxy are the ones that are the most heartfelt, I believe.
Oh, yeah. I completely agree.
You cried in the first 2 minutes of the first movie. And in this one, it's the same way. I mean, it just has so much feels in it.
So this one, I remember me and KJ were watching it, and we didn't have Lola for the night. And there's that part where they're like forcing Groot to drink or whatever.
Yeah.
And like we both were just like, he looks like a little Lola there. It's just like, so we were like, oh, I wish our kid was here because we get to hold her and tell her that we'll never let people do like something like that.
We won't let people dump alcoholic drinks on you.
Yeah. We got overly emotional.
I think that part is my favorite because they could have gone somewhere totally different with that whole entire section where he could have had to sneak, and then they found him, but instead they made it kind of that montage of funny where he drags a desk, he drags a toe, he gives him a toe. He's like, "Do you just have a?"
Where did you get that?
Yeah, because he asks, "What's his name? Zandu."
Yondu.
There you go. Xanadu, maybe that's what I was going for.
Kathmandu.
But he's like, do you just have a drawer full of severed limbs in this place? Like, nope, let's just pretend not to talk about this. Yeah. Which I figured that Rocket Raccoon would think that's hilarious if Groot took somebody's toe. Because he likes to take, like, the one dude's eye, the guy's leg, another dude's eye that he gives to Thor.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that.
I forgot about that as well. But yeah, this movie's tons of fun. You got Mantis.
Yeah,
Mantis was really good.
This is one of the Marvel movies where I belly laugh out loud as hard as I can because it's so funny.
Yeah.
The part when Drax keeps telling Mantis how disgusting she is, it's like, what the fuck, dude? Oh, no, you make me want to vomit.
I'm trying to picture myself physically with you right now.
It's so good, and it makes me so upset that Disney Is
There's
like,
there's a petition out right now for them to rehire James Gunn.
they shot.
That's like hundreds of thousands of.
I could have sworn they said too bad, and they doubled down on their big nope. We're not going to have him because of something he did in the past. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
I saw
right
this,
wing media.
This meme of it's some quote from Disney talking about how he did these terrible things 10 years ago, air quote terrible, and then it was the Jim Halpert where he's looking through the blinds, just all snarky, and it says Robert Downey Jr. and he just. It's like, dude, you don't remember how shitty of a person Downey Jr. was?
Oh yeah, he was terrible.
And people, do you know, people can change. Also,
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that if somebody brought that up while he was doing Iron Man, maybe they would have changed their Iron Man. Who knows?
yeah. But iDubbbz has a really good video about all the backlash on these tweets and how it's
Is it the?
It's a bunch of bullshit.
I'm sick of the
Joke police.
Joke police.
yeah. And it's like you just had to do a little bit of digging and you'd realize like, oh, this is just bad, stupid jokes.
Well, I mean, there's a joke on there where it says Lena Dunham taught David Lynch to love rim jobs.
That's
Something funny like that.
it's just funny.
And it's just like, okay, you know, like that's something I would just laugh about. Like, who the fuck cares? And yeah, people made some tasteless fucking jokes. I've made tasteless jokes on this podcast. Everybody
too.
fucking knows it. You know,
I've tried to cut out as much as I can.
I know you have, but I mean,
If
some
only
still.
you were there for James Gunn in 2008.
Yeah, you could have said, no, James, don't post that.
No, get off Twitter. It's worthless.
That should have been.
Go make great movies.
Yeah.
Just well, okay. Also, you have to keep in mind at the time he was working for who? Troma Films. Troma Films exists solely to put out disgusting, gross shit. That's their fucking shtick.
Yeah.
Like fucking Toxic Avenger and all that shit. He worked on
That movie's fun though.
on Tromeo and Juliet, I believe, and just like gross shit.
What is
Is-
Romeo and Juliet?
It's a Troma film version of Romeo and Juliet.
A what?
Troma film.
What is?
I just got done
they're like-
talking about
They're
them.
like the
I know,
the
but I mean,
lead
like, what is the
purveyors of
movie?
schlocky movies.
Is it just like rip-off movies? where
No,
they're
they're just gross out B flicks.
okay. That's what I was
Like,
asking. Not like
like the Toxic Avenger. No,
no.
okay. He's the one that like surpassed like his B-ness and he went off and they made a cartoon about him
Yeah.
and he had toys and everything.
And he's just this,
Swamp Thing,
No, he's this guy that fell into like
Toxic Waste.
yeah, and now he's
He
one of
had
the
video games after.
He's the
him.
original
I
Avenger.
mean, I feel like I remember seeing cover art for this, but I don't remember ever watching anything about it.
Meh.
I'm picturing Swamp Thing. is what I'm
Anyway,
picturing,
if you don't know what Troma Films, do yourself a favor and Google Troma Films, Troma, and
then
look
burn your
up.
computer.
You don't need to. I mean, just look up their background and their history, and you'll see why James Gunn made the jokes that he did, because
That's
the
lane he was in.
Yeah.
that's where he was working. Was he was getting his fucking. He was learning the ropes over at Troma.
But,
But either way,
back to Guardians, I loved Kurt Russell's.
yeah, Kurt Russell playing Ego was amazing. Did a really good job. And
I love him in anything though.
That's true.
He's one of my favorite actors.
Tombstone was one of my favorite movies growing up.
He's tons of fun. I like him in Captain Ron.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
That's probably the number one.
Checks
best.
in the
That's-
mail.
That's the number one, I think, Kurt Russell movie.
Yeah.
Or The Thing,
Overboard.
The Thing is also amazing.
Escape from New York.
Okay,
I don't
so
like
basically
that
the
one as
1980s was
Kurt
Kurt Russell.
Oh yeah, and Goldie Hawn. Them two together were like
Match made in heaven.
yeah,
And they still are together, which I think is cool.
yeah.
And I really liked, once again, going to where Yondu gets kind of shunned by all the what are they called? The Harbingers, the Ravagers.
Ravagers.
I should know this because I've watched this movie literally about 20 times. And you have Sylvester Stallone as kind of the leader of all the Ravagers, which I loved.
It was
They
cool
also
seeing him
was it
for a
Michael
little
Duncan Clark or was it Bing Rames?
It's Ving Rhames. It wouldn't have been Michael Duncan Clark. He died.
Well, that's what I wasn't sure if like it got filmed before he had passed or because it's basically like 2 seconds.
Every time you bring him up, you gotta bring up the Green Mile.
I like the Green Mile.
I love the Green Mile, but he always talks about the part where he's bawling and he's like the angels, and it's just like you're making fun of such a heartfelt scene.
It's the only line for that movie I know. The angel.
But let's see here. Then the thing I loved is that, Ego is supposed to be his dad, biologically correct, and that Quill has the chance to be basically a god. Mm-hmm. And Yondu saves him. He's just cashes it all in to make sure that Ego doesn't take care of the whole entire planet and turn it into the Ego goo or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it just is amazing. And first time I saw it, bawled like a baby because Yondu sacrificed himself. And I don't know,
that bummed me out. And he got that new cool mohawk thing.
Yeah.
The prototype fin.
Yeah.
That thing is an army killer.
It's so cool.
Because I love that scene where it just was zipping through the whole entire ship. And my favorite part was when Groot went after that guy who dumped the stuff. He's like, ah! It just throws him off the edge.
Yeah. Didn't somebody get the fin and they were practicing like?
Yeah, it was his second in command who kind of caused a mutiny. But then it's at the end credits and he's like,
oh yeah,
and like zips it into Drax's chest. Like,
yeah.
And then he just runs away. My son's like, why is he screaming? It's like, because he got an arrow shot in his chest. Well, why? I don't know, because the other guy doesn't know how to use it.
Why?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Oh, your kid's in the Y stage.
Oh.
I can't wait for the Y stage.
You can. It's awful.
It's
Because why? You shut up and go do something else.
it can't be any worse than the no stage I'm in. Everything's no. Go to your room. No. Eat your dinner. No.
She's practicing
no.
for her teens. No.
Shut up. No. Be quiet.
You need to
No.
do better on your space homework. No.
You're never going to make it in the Space Force with an attitude like that.
God, what a stupid, dumb future we live in. I hate everything.
Okay, who's everybody's favorite character from the Guardians movies?
Has to be...
Drax.
See, my problem with Drax is that in the comic books, and because I even just throughout the week, you get those stupid little Facebook things like, oh, here's a top 10, or who's the most powerful Marvel person.
You need to quit watching Watch Mojo.
I like Watch Mojo. But that's, no,
And
this
you
was
call
like
AJ a basic bitch?
this is the,
Son?
these are internet lists. And they have
Listicles.
Drax, they have Drax as being able to, in like the upper echelon of like power, but in the first one, Ronan just smacks him down, and inside the comic book lore, Ronan is probably either equal to or a little bit less than powerful than Drax. And that's why I just feel like he's being more pigeonholed into not what he is.
But he's fun.
But he is.
Yeah.
I love Drax, but probably my
His
favorite...
laugh.
There's a reason why they back off the power limits on all of these characters, because you don't want it to just be like a giant fuck fest of
Oh, I do. Power 9000 all over the place.
Power 9000s everywhere, and it's just like, I know.
I just want Vegeta going everywhere.
I would be bored. I'd be
wouldn't.
like, okay.
Yeah, when are we getting Superman versus Goku?
Never.
Or
Let's see here.
Gogeta?
Never.
And
Never.
so my favorite probably is either Rocket Raccoon or Baby Groot.
Brady?
Drax.
Yeah.
No question.
Although I kind of like Teenage Groot, where he's like, I am Groot. And they're like, oh, look at the acorns on you. I just like how just those three little words and just the inflection that Vin Diesel puts in there, and everybody's reaction is just priceless. I love. So
Yeah.
probably Groot is going to be my favorite.
Well,
That's
not for long.
definitely
Yeah.
well, yeah.
No, well, he's
He got turned to mulch,
dust. Thank you.
ashes.
Okay.
No, there's going to be the third Galaxy
No, it's we have
Guardians
our
film.
We
and-
already have our. We're coming to that. All right, guys, don't get ahead of ourselves here. Okay.
Come on, we're crossing the timelines. This is a comic book episode.
Okay. So Avengers: Age of
Crisis on
Ultron is the
Infinite,
next
30
one.
nerdies.
When Tony Stark jumpstarts a dormant peacekeeping program, things go terribly awry, forcing him, Thor, the Incredible Hulk, and the rest of the Avengers to reassemble. As the fate of Earth hangs in the balance, the team is put to the ultimate test as they battle Ultron, a technological terror hell-bent on human extinction. Along the way, they encounter two mysterious and powerful newcomers, Pietro and Wanda Maximoff.
So is Ultron from the same planet as Transformers?
Maybe.
Megatron.
The Cube?
Nope, this comes straight from Tony Stark's mind.
Oh, okay.
Let me get my gripe with Ultron out of the way. His physical appearance, his fucking lips. He's got lips.
I don't think I remember that.
He's a robot. I'm like, I know it's technically advanced, but I thought that was dumb.
I did like the James Spader. I like James
other than
Spader.
that, yeah, James Spader was great.
I like that they brought in what is it, Scarlet Witch, and the Vision.
Okay, what's her name? Something Olsen. Scarlet Witch's character.
Oh,
I really like her as the actress in that movie.
Elizabeth Olsen.
Yes.
Yep. I mean, and Jeremy Renner is in this one.
There's speaking of of Jeremy Renner, they make a Hawkeye joke in Deadpool 2. Why'd I say it like a Canadian?
Yeah, okay, there you Canuck. All from
Deadpool
Deadpool 2.
He calls Hawkeye cancer.
It's pretty awesome.
I'm useless with this cancer. You might as well call me Hawkeye. It's great.
But I think this is one of those movies, once again, that's a placeholder, but just had to get key characters into the MCU,
Yeah.
looking down the line to like the Infinity Gauntlet and beyond. I don't see Tony Stark being very, I mean, like maybe one or two movies, including Avengers 4. And then I think they'll kind of do something where, because I think in the new comics, a girl takes over as Iron Man, if I remember correctly.
Believe so.
Pepper Potts.
Does she? Because I thought it was a black girl.
It's supposed to be Pepper Potts.
Either way, I'd be okay with that if it kind of passes the mantle and just kind of allows a new stuff to continue the MCU without making people be like, all right, I'm Iron Man,
Yeah.
I have to do this. But kind of just bringing the story down and allowing people to go off gracefully into, whatever existence
Yeah.
that they wish and bring in new people and just kind of always, because then that way that just always kind of keeps the MCU fresh.
Because
and
yeah,
new.
eventually I'm gonna want to see new people, new characters, and not just
Yeah.
see.
I think eventually I'm just going to grow tired of...
See, I'm not, because there's tons of stuff they can do with all of them. Like Thor, they could have Beta Ray Bill, which you see in Thor Ragnarok.
Apologies about that yawn, by the way.
Which you see at the shadow of, not actual Beta Ray Bill. You could bring in the girl version of Thor when Thor becomes unworthy to carry Mjolnir. And so I think that'd be just really cool, and how you want to keep the iteration and keep it alive, but also not making it stale.
As long as they keep making Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, I don't give a shit.
I would really like to see a crossover with Tom Holland as this Spider-Man, because in the comic books, there's the Miles Morales one.
Yeah.
And I would like to see where they kind of can cross, and then you could, because technically you could have two Spider-Mans and be like, well, he's in this universe and this Spider-Man's in this one, and they can both be out at the same time. We don't have to be like, oh, I can only have a white Spider-Man and then I can have the Hispanic Spider-Man. No, do them both at the same time.
Yeah.
Match the movies together. It'd be great.
Oh no,
It'd be funny.
sir, yeah, we lost the spider again. Damn it! Now we're gonna have two Spider-Mans.
Spider-Men's.
Spider-Man.
So Age of Ultron, I think, I liked it, but I think it was just another one of those placeholder movies that was a lot better than like the Thor 2 and the Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Captain America 2.
I think I saw this one in theaters, and
I remember Brady coming over because he came directly over after it was done to record, and he goes, guys, Age of Ultron's like the weekend of Ultron.
it feels like it's 72 hours of them fighting this robot. They should have just sprayed him with water. He's a fucking robot. Short them out. But yeah, it was. I remember they lifted up that city
Yeah,
for some reason.
Sokovia.
Yeah,
Because then that's where in the later one, Sokovia Accord came, where they're supposed to sign and be under the NATO
Yeah.
auspices. Moving on.
I love how
mind.
Disney and Marvel just has the money to like. We need like 2 events to happen. Make $1 billion movie, just so we can have 2 story plots in play. My God.
Well, I mean, these movies make just ridiculous. Even that one, Ant-Man, which is the next one we're talking about, made $519 million. So I mean, that's not.
I saw Ant-Man at the drive-in, and it was wonderful.
I still haven't seen this one.
Okay, so this one is forced out of his own company by former protege Darren Cross. Dr. Hank Pym recruits the talents of Scott Lang, played by Paul Rudd, a master thief just released from prison. Lang becomes Ant-Man, trained by Pym and armed with a suit that allows him to shrink in size, possesses superhuman strength, and control an army of ants. The miniature hero must use his new skills to prevent Cross,
Miniature hero.
also known as Yellow Jacket, from perfecting the same technology and using it as a weapon for evil. I will say this has one of the coolest scenes in any movie that I can remember in a while, when he shrinks and keeps on shrinking and going all the way to like the subatomic and even I think further down to where you get into the
Quantum.
String.
and just the theoretical.
Gluons and
Yeah.
muons.
And I think that
Quarks.
was the coolest scene that I can recall in Marvel
know that
cinematic history up to that point.
Yeah.
But that was really cool. And I liked that they didn't do the normal, like Hank Pym was the original Ant-Man in the comics, where they're now taking and having Paul Rudd be kind of the step in for Hank Pym.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the new Yellow, or the Wasp, excuse me. Yes.
Yeah, I'm having a panic attack. I don't know why. So you can continue.
Okay. So that's all I really have on that one. I think that's, once again, just like the Age of Ultron, another kind of filler movie where you just need these kind of key components. And also you're trying to build a franchise around them and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah. It sounds interesting. I'm sad I haven't watched it yet.
because the premise is that he's a thief who gets out of jail, and then he can't get a job. So
Not even at a Baskin Robbins.
yeah, so he's working at a Baskin Robbins, and because he wants to be able to see his daughter, but he can't because he can't hold it down a job and can't pay child support. Even though technically I don't know why he has to, because the guy or his wife is with the cop, and I believe they're married, so I'm not exactly certain, but whatever.
Reasons.
So he is hired to steal this suit, which he thinks is just an old biker suit. It turns out to be the Ant-Man,
the miniaturizer.
the whatever you want to call it, his suit. And then he gets caught because he wants to return it after he figures out what it is.
Can you poop in the tiny bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why couldn't you? It's a bathroom.
It's a fancy house if you only have a pee bathroom.
Yeah, you have to go outside, AJ.
Nature
Do it in the
dump.
neighbor's yard. And then, so anyway, he gets back into jail, and then Hank Pym gets him out with the suit. And so it's really good. And plus, Paul Rudd, I love
He's
Paul Rudd.
great.
Has that great sense of humor.
But his last name is Lang.
Yes.
That makes me think of Tim
Scott
and Eric Schlang from $1 Billion Movie. And then I think Paul Rudd was in a Tim and Eric sketch called Tane. It's great. I don't know why my brain went that direction. Nude Tane.
Then we move on to Captain America Civil War as the next one. Political pressure mounts to install a system of accountability when the actions of the Avengers lead to collateral damage. The new status quo deeply divides members of the team. Captain America believes superheroes should remain free to defend humanity without government interference. Iron Man sharply disagrees and supports oversight. As the debate escalates into an all-out feud, Black Widow and Hawkeye must pick a side. And this one did quite well at the box office. Did $1.153 billion,
God.
and only cost $250 million to make. Or that was the budget.
So much money.
But this one, I believe, no, because that's a later one. I was gonna say I think this one is the one that has where Tony Stark's parents get killed or something like that, but that is no, Bucky is in this one. So is that right?
I don't remember anything about his parents. Wasn't that Iron Man 3?
That
When they
could
had
be.
the park and stuff.
Because it's here. Captain America, Black Panther, Doctor Strange. Yeah, so I think this one is the one where the bad guy is Sebastian Stan or Bucky Barnes.
Yeah.
And he kills the Wakandan leader, or quote unquote kills, but it's actually the other bad guy who brainwashed Bucky.
Oh, yeah.
And so then that kind of sets that whole entire plot where you first see Black Panther, and then they all get round up, and then
I forgot he was in Civil War.
Because he was there, and then they talk about Ant-Man a little bit at the very end.
Yeah, and he's in it.
Yeah, well, that's right.
He goes Giant Man.
Yeah, at the airport.
Yeah.
That was a really cool scene. That was the first time you got to see Spider-Man too.
Oh, yeah.
And that was really...
That was so cool.
Yeah.
That's when the second I saw him, like, oh, Spider-Man is in good hands. Because his emotive eyes, and he sounds like a kid.
Yeah.
He's a kid again.
And he is the perfect... I like him better than Andrew Garfield, and I like him way better than Tobey Maguire.
Oh, yeah, because he's just this skinny little...
Yeah, and his voice is
kid.
just... I don't know what it is, but his voice is perfect for it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it is about him. He's British. Couldn't tell that. But... so Captain America Civil War was just another blip in the plot points.
I don't know. I think that was like a big one.
It was. But I kind of like how without any of these you're missing huge chunks, even though they're... And so I enjoy the potential for foresight of looking down instead of going, you know what, we're going to make a really cool... Because it always seems like movies are just like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to make a movie. And then they write a movie up in a weekend instead of having kind of these ideas that has a huge overarching story while they're still telling their own narratives inside them, which I think is really amazing and why I kind of like the MCU so much.
Yep. I do remember this movie is very long. I think it's on almost 3 hours long, maybe 2.5. And I fell asleep in the theater because we were at the new theater in Altoona. It's got the leather
the reclining seats.
And if I'm reclined and it's dark, I'm going to fall asleep. There's no stopping it. But it was just so long. But the fight with, I think it was Iron Man, Bucky, and Captain America.
Yeah, right at the very end.
Yeah, the CG fight.
Yeah.
That was intense.
That was really good when they both kind of were bashing down on Iron Man.
Using the shield, passing it back and forth.
Yep.
Like, man, that must have taken a lot to create.
Well, that's $50 million right there.
Yeah, probably.
Then we move... Or sorry.
Other than that, like the whole Civil War fight, it was like, oh, they're at a big open space. It's like, this would have been cool if they're like smashing through buildings and stuff. I mean, I know they've done that for every single movie, but yeah, this one was all right. I don't know. It should have just been an event. It technically was an Avengers movie, but it was fun.
It was a good one.
Just to see, especially the interaction with Captain America and Spider-Man, where they're fighting. He's like, "Where are you from?" And he's like, "Oh, Brooklyn. Ah, Queens." And then he punches him in the face. It's like no one really wants to fight, but Daddy and Daddy are mad at each other, so they have to.
Yeah. Then we move on to the big bad box office blowout, Black Panther. And that one made $1.344 billion. And that's huge for being the first origin,
Yeah.
But I think being a lot of social, maybe not pressures behind it, but issues.
Intention.
Yeah. I was going to say issues isn't the right word, but yeah, intention.
Which there shouldn't be any fucking cares.
Yeah. But it was.
I haven't seen that either.
So this one is after the death of his father, which happened just like we talked about. T'Challa returns home to the African nation of Wakanda to take his rightful place as king. When a powerful enemy suddenly reappears, T'Challa's mettle as king and his Black Panther gets tested when he's drawn into a conflict that puts the fate of Wakanda and the entire world at risk. Faced with treachery and danger, the young king must rally his allies and release the full power of the Black Panther to defeat his foes and secure the safety of his people. This one was interesting just because the bad guy really wasn't terribly bad.
Wasn't it Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan is Eric Killmonger. And basically
That's a cool name.
Yeah. And he basically wanted to use the weapons of Wakanda to just take over basically the rest of the world from all the subjugated
Was
African
it kind
nations.
of like, why are we hiding here?
Yeah. And then, of course, T'Challa fights back and doesn't want the world to be taken over and subjugated under his rule because I'd like to think that, two sides of the same coin. It wasn't very good when it happened to black people. Same side of the coin wouldn't be good if it happened to the rest of the world just because it happened to us. And then they come out.
And Wakanda, don't they help people too, since they're like the most technically advanced?
They do, and I think they basically posed as like a third world country so that nobody would bother them because they're like, they're backwards, hillbilly, whatever. We're not even going to bother with them because
they
don't
don't
even
know the splendor.
Yeah, but they don't because they I think have like a shield or something that just shows like jungle.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yep,
and you see that in Infinity War.
Yep.
And then it's just a huge sprawling city. And then after this, he allows the shield or the world to see what Wakanda actually is, and then they kind of I think start to spread it around
Branch
and
out.
do yeah. But yeah, this was a really good movie. I liked it a lot. I didn't.
I remember hearing people say the final fight was very poorly done, CG wise. Like I've heard people say it looked like a PS2 game.
Yeah. I don't remember that, but I mean, as you've said in other previous podcasts, I like crappy movies, so I don't sit there and nitpick.
I think
terribly.
that goes to a deeper point of we've all seen
so much
endless amount of CG. It's impossible to cover it up now.
Yeah.
It's like kind of the same mentality of watching like The Next Generation. It's like, the sets are dated and cheesy looking, but you just go along with it. This is how it is.
Or like the monster, and I think it was either end of season 1, where it was like that little thing that sat behind the people's ears, and then it turned out to be like that little alien monster in the stomach, and then they had to shoot it with lasers, but you could tell it was like green screened around the guy's stomach or something, and it just, but yeah.
Or the goo monster in season 1.
Hey, I like that guy.
The one, didn't that electrocute Tasha Yar?
Yeah, killed her.
Yeah. Oh, I don't hate that creature.
I like Tasha Yar.
You like Pulaski, didn't you?
I grew to like her. I still liked
Crusher
better. I was going to say Janeway, but she wasn't a doctor.
Wrong one.
Wrong Star Trek. But anyway, Black Panther was a great movie. Really good for an origin story. And I am excited for further Black Panther movies.
Well, I hope one of these days they just do a Netflix dump. Like, because I know once the new movies come out, they yank them off to try to get sales.
Yep.
But I hope it's just like, here's all of our movies. Hell, Marvel, they're getting to the point now in the next 5 years where they could have their own
streaming service.
MCU streaming service.
Well, I mean, because then they could do animated stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Comics, they could have comic book shows.
I'm sure there's people in boardrooms right now talking about it.
Well, now that
how do we get more money?
They're listening in on our podcast right now, even though it's not live. They've tapped into my computer.
It's not the FBI listening to you. It's Disney.
Okay, so the next one is probably my favorite, or one of my favorites, is Doctor Strange.
Oh, hell yeah.
And this one is probably one of my just favorite origins because it's such a great movie. It doesn't feel like an origin story.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange, played by Benedict Cumberbatch.
What's that guy's name again? Is it Blumbaditch, Blumbablutch.
Cumbersnatch.
I love that on like Reddit and 4chan. Somebody will just post a picture of him and be like, "What's this guy's name?" And then like 200 replies of not the right name.
Doctor Strange's life, Stephen Strange's life changes after a car accident robs him of the use of his hands. And I will say that scene when he shoots out of the garage with that Lamborghini, that thing is so flat. That's why I love Lamborghinis so much, just because,
they're like little knives.
Yeah, it doesn't, no fishtailing, nothing, just flat, stuck to the road, shoots down.
I think that was an Aventador.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
It was gorgeous.
And that, in any movie, like, I can't really watch the Fast and Furious because, like, AJ can't do, like, people bloody gore.
You can't see
I can't
cars
see cars
being destroyed.
Get destroyed. I just have to think my eyes like, it's a kit car. It's a kit car. It's not the real thing. It's a prop. But yeah, that scene when he flies off the cliff.
And it goes for forever.
It's brutal.
And when traditional medicine fails him, he looks for healing, hope in a mysterious enclave. He quickly learns that the enclave is the front line of a battle against unseen dark forces bent on destroying reality. Before long, Strange is forced to choose between his life of fortune and status, or leave it all behind to defend the world as the most powerful sorcerer in existence.
And one of the most powerful Marvel characters there is.
Yep. Everything about this I just loved. I loved the use of Dormammu. I liked the just the use of magic. I enjoyed him getting stuck on Everest.
Yeah.
And I even like Tilda Swinton as the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yep.
I know a lot
She
of
was
people
really good.
were up in arms about it, but I thought she did a great job.
Yeah. And I think I've said it on the show before, but I much prefer the cosmic side of Marvel, of pretty much any comic, to like just the boots on the ground heroes. And this was one of the best representations of that. Like when he's doing the I'm here to bargain, Dormammu, and everything just keeps, it's like this pulsating energy entity. It's like, oh, dude, this is awesome. And that fight in the very beginning when they're shifting reality and stuff, it's like,
yeah,
that's a way to start a movie.
Yeah. And I liked how everything just fits so well with this movie. I liked it a lot.
Yep.
I thought Benedict did a great job as Doctor Strange. I liked that he made the choice, and it didn't seem like it was a hard choice, or like it wouldn't be a choice that he would actually make, going through the changes that he went through to get there.
Yeah.
Like if he was original Stephen Strange, yes, he would not have chosen. He would have chosen to fix his hands and go back to his old life of whatever.
Yep.
And instead, where'd that come from?
I don't know.
But anyway, I was looking up, and he wouldn't have. He would have made different choices if it was the original Doctor Strange. But going through everything that he went through, I think, really allowed him to grow as that character and grow into it rather quickly.
Yep.
Even though it probably took years in lifetime of the actual
for Strange
events. Yeah, for Strange. And I really liked a lot of the stuff, the settings of the three different things, how they're set up to protect the Earth. That they have those little doors that kind of flick.
Scratches that itch of like spy movies where they have these secret layers hidden in plain sight. I'm like, ooh, I like that. And I like the fact that it wasn't just a strong guy punching somebody to beat him.
Yeah, and it was a person who had photographic memory. I mean, it's your Dr. House syndrome of he's the smartest guy in the room and he knows everything, but that's who Doctor Strange is. So
it is.
It just, you have a plethora of that in everything.
That probably helps with being a sorcerer or magician, whatever they call him. You got to remember how to do your hands.
Yeah. Let's see here. But I was kind of looking up how many times did Doctor Strange loop, and
I want to say it was like thousands of years or some crazy number like that.
Let's see here. So this is the top answer on Movies Stack Exchange, some website. Unfortunately, we don't know the answer to any of those questions, though I think we can make an educated guess on at least one. To start with, Strange's first battle with Dormammu in the comics did not involve the Eye of Agamotto. I believe he was actually given the eye by the Ancient One because he defeated Dormammu. In the comics, when Strange goes to the Dark Dimension to confront Dormammu, Dormammu's retaliation ends up releasing a horde of mindless ones, very dangerous extra-dimensional beings. Dormammu needs Strange's help to stop them. In exchange, Strange demands an oath to leave Earth alone. In addition, the way the montage scene is written, it's clear that we're not supposed to know exactly how many times it happened. But basically, it's saying lots of times. So I kind of picture like the Groundhog Day, where it's just happening for thousands of years until Dormammu finally, who is an infinite being who doesn't or maybe understands time but is not affected by it, finally gives in. And I thought that's really cool. I mean, because sure, he could poke holes in it and he could just torture Strange instead of killing him.
Yeah. But again, to that point I made, it's not just another punch it till it dies.
Yeah. It's about...
You have to when you're dealing with this cosmic reality, you have to kind of change the way you fight.
And I just said, like, Dormammu, I'm here to bargain. And then I like the first time when he's like, you shall die. And he's like, wait, what's happening? Yeah. He's like, we're in an infinite time loop. You're stuck here with me.
And
you're my prisoner.
Strange gets bored with it too. I'm here to bargain. And Dormammu.
And he's like, I'm here. Gets shot with like the purple bolts or the purple breath or the
shredded to death.
The planet slams down on him or
it's just such a cool scene.
It was. And I did like how that all came about and time reversed all the way back to right before the London or the Shanghai Sanctum blew up from whatever they did.
Yeah.
And then the three remaining zealots, and I can't even think what the bad guy's name is.
He's the guy who is in the new Kojima game, Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that Death Stranding. But he played Caecilius. That's right.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
So that was an amazing movie. Moves us on to the second to last in the Marvel Cinematic Universe so far, and that is Thor Ragnarok is the next one.
Heck yeah, dude.
And I think that this one corrected everything that Thor The Dark World, which even I think I was reading something on Marvel's Facebook, and maybe not the official Marvel, but the kind of fan site Marvel, where they said that Chris Hemsworth said that Thor The Dark World was meh.
Yeah.
And that it was just more kind of vanilla Thor stuff, and that Loki was the kind of real
driving force
and show that actually showed some depth to his character. And that Thor Ragnarok really brought Thor back into an actual... He really humanized him. Instead of speaking like verily and thee and all that, he actually talks like a normal person now. He got his hair cut. Stan Lee has the best cameo, I think, in the whole entire thing. Because this one has so many laugh out loud moments, like where Thor is spinning around in the chain in the very beginning, and he's like, "Oh, hold on, I'm not doing this. It's just this is how the chain is." And because he's talking to what's his name, big evil demon who's going to kill Asgard.
Fire guy.
Oh yeah,
Fire guy. I can't think of his name right now. Or the time where he's getting his hair cut by Stan Lee, and he's like, "You shall not touch my hair, or you will be." He's like, "Please don't, no." And he goes from being, the god of thunder to not wanting his hair cut like a petulant child. Or when he's being brought through and they're playing the Willy Wonka song when they're going through like the cave and the
original,
yeah,
that was so weird.
And he's ah! And then all of a sudden he's in the room with everybody and he's just sitting there screaming while there's like all these guards, and then Jeff Goldblum is sitting in front of him.
What's with this
Dude, the most Jeff Goldblum-y performance Jeff Goldblum has done in a long time.
Yeah.
And
It was
I love
perfect.
I love Jeff Goldblum. I just like that
great.
he doesn't take himself seriously. I like that he does these roles, and he knows he's quirky. He knows he's odd,
And that's
and
what
he plays it up.
works
Yeah.
for him.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's tons of fun.
And Thor Ragnarok had the best thing 'cause it had Hulk or Planet Hulk nestled right into it.
Yep.
It was just great.
And the director, is it Taika Waititi?
Yeah.
He is unbelievable.
They said that they ad-libbed like something ridiculous, like 70 to 90% of that movie.
Yeah.
And I
Holy
think-
crap.
Well, he directed What We Do in the Shadows. The
Oh,
vampire
hell
movie.
yeah. That movie's so fucking
And
good.
that movie took literal years to make because they had so much footage of them just pretending to be vampires that they had to. It took like 6 or 7 years to edit this movie down, and I feel like he played that rock creature.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Okay, because that was my kind
Oh,
of.
that's cool. I liked him.
Yeah.
He was funny, especially when Loki came and then he disappears, like goes and kicks the wall. Get out of here, ghost!
It's so good.
He had so many good one-liners, especially like right at the very end, where he's like, "As long as the foundation is good, we can rebuild. It will be a place, a bastion for all peoples of the galaxy to come and." Gone. He's like, "Nope, it's gone."
it's gone. Never mind. But he put in What We Do in the Shadows. He was the quirky one that woke up Peter. Peter.
Oh, yeah.
That's him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I can kind of place the voice now a little bit.
Yeah, but this movie, I don't know. It's just it's fun. I think that's the driving force behind all these most of the Marvel movies. Is they're
Yeah.
just fun.
Except for the part twos.
Yeah, when they try to get dark and gritty,
When they try to go full DC.
Yeah, you
Never go full
DC.
DC.
depressing comics.
But yeah,
Yeah,
this
I don't get people who are so like into DC comics like after everything, and it's just like Batman's a rich and Cap. Who cares?
Yeah, well, it's fun. I think the comics are fun.
Yeah, the comics are better than the movies
Oh,
by far. There's a lot more depth to the characters. I'm talking about DC. I mean, probably also Marvel as well. But
Yeah.
I like the Marvel movies a whole heck of a lot more than I like the DC movies.
Yeah.
Uh,
Although Aquaman, that trailer looks freaking cool.
You know what trailer by DC looks really cool? Shazam.
yeah, that one actually.
Yes.
I thought that was a joke when I first saw it.
Yeah, me too. It's like, what is this like?
It always makes me
fan-made?
think. It always makes me think of the Shaq movie,
Shaq.
Shazam,
Oh yeah.
where he like makes it rain hamburgers and candy bars. That's all I see whenever I think of Shazam, even though I know it's a really cool, DC Superman ripoff.
Speaking
Yeah.
of Shaq, there's a new Shaq Fu.
Oh, I know. I saw that. I'm kind of excited for
coming
that.
out. Yeah.
Basically, Mortal Kombat with Shaq.
Oh god.
And no blood or fatalities, I think. Maybe some blood.
Some icy hot.
Yeah. That would be awesome. But Thor
I don't know.
Ragnarok,
I just want that juicy Shaq meat.
I'm picturing a scene right now from Hot Tub Time Machine where AJ just faints.
Wait, do you see Shaq's dick?
No, because Hot Tub Time Machine has Craig Robinson and then the white dude, and then he loses the bet, so he has to give Craig Robinson a blowy, and then he faints. Or no, Craig Robinson faints. You don't remember this scene?
No, I
Go
don't.
and look it up on YouTube.
All
I don't
remember
either.
is shotgun to the dick.
But anyway, Thor Ragnarok has great movie, great music. I did not expect to see Mjolnir get just
Wrecked.
demolished by Hela. And I will say Kate Blanchett playing Hela,
She did a great job.
besides when she had the horns, really good looking.
I agree. Those horns are goofy.
And
And
Carl Urban was in there too.
Yeah,
and
Carl
he-
Urban. Goofiest death scene goes to Carl Urban when he gets slammed by her little thing, and he's all like, "Ugh."
I love Carl Urban.
I do too.
Bring back Dread.
Yep.
But everything about it, I loved. And the really annoying thing for me is that I watched all three of these. So I watched Doctor Strange, I watched Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and then Thor Ragnarok. All were really close. And then they went out and got Infinity War, Part 1. And I think Thor Ragnarok was the last one that I watched. And then so it ends with the final scene where they're like, oh, where should we go? And he's like, we'll go to Earth. And then all of a sudden you see this giant ship pop up, and that's the end scene credit, like at the kernel
Yeah.
at the end. And then all of a sudden you come to our next movie, which are you guys done with Thor Ragnarok? Anything you'd like
Did
to
you
add?
guys already do
Doctor Strange?
Black Panther?
Yes, if you'd like to add something to Black Panther, please do so now.
Oh yeah, it was a really good movie, and I enjoyed it a lot. Though I felt bad because their CG, it seemed like their CG just didn't get enough money to pull off what they wanted to, and I feel like they got cheated on that.
I think they'll get more now.
But it was definitely like the movie to launch a character.
Yeah, because that one, I think we said made 1.3 something billion, and I think the Age of Ultron made 1.5 billion. So I mean, they're gonna get all the money that they want to.
Yeah.
Oh
So-
yeah,
I still believe that they could have done a hell of a lot better on
Yeah.
that CG.
Oh heck yeah.
yeah. I even mentioned that people were
Yeah.
saying the last fight looked like a PS2 game.
It's bad. It's real bad. Yeah. Like I was like, I haven't seen graphics this bad since PS3.
Isn't it
Oh,
like
speaking of
where-
PS3, I do. If you want to, my dad had a PS3 because they wanted it. It was still the cheapest, best Blu-ray player. Blah blah. And they took off like MLB package or whatever from the PS3. So I have it in my garage if you want to borrow it. If you want to get Demon Souls,
I do.
so you can. I grabbed that because I was like, oh, if you're not gonna have it, I'll use it and play some old PS whatever games.
Yes. Yes.
But
Yes. Sorry.
moving on to Infinity War
I'm so excited.
Part 1.
He's playing Demon Souls. Squee.
But Infinity War Part 1
Little girl.
was amazing. It was a lot. I mean, after watching Thor Ragnarok, it was a lot different because it, is a lot more serious. There's still some funny parts to it, but it was a lot more stoic in its.
Oh, it's a solemn.
about family.
Kinda.
But I did like the opening scene. There's a few things that after reading it, I kind of think that that
Loki.
Loki isn't dead.
God, I hope he is.
I like Tom Hiddleston. I think Loki and Thor make a perfect kind of yin and yang.
I don't, because Loki is half ice giant, and Thor is the true son of Odin, and so all the girls that think Loki's cute, they're wrong.
You just mad because you don't got the good looks.
Maybe.
Though you are a really good
Maybe
looking
not.
guy. I don't
Whatever,
see.
you ever seen my gooch?
I don't understand why you're not neck deep in legs, because you're a pretty good looking
Well,
fella.
a gentleman doesn't kiss and tell,
Oh.
and I don't have the chance to.
But I have seen these a few things about how Thor, or not Thor, I keep on mixing up Thor and Hulk. Hulk not being able to Hulk out throughout the movie is that it's actually Loki, in that Hulk is probably with the other Asgardians and the what's the one chick? She was the one Valkyrie that was left over
Oh, yeah.
from from Thor Ragnarok. And so I kind of like that theory because you see him get really excited when he finds out that Thor comes back right at the very end of the movie in Wakanda, and just different stuff like that. That I kind of think that Hulk is there, just not where we think he is.
And he's even impersonating Mark Buffalo?
yeah, and that he's impersonating Mark Ruffalo to.
Huh, that could be interesting.
So I think
What's he
that's
going to do against Thanos, though?
who cares.
Trick him? Make him slip on a banana peel?
Didn't see that, did
Captain
you,
Marvel,
Thanos?
I feel, can handily demolish Thanos. Maybe not with the Infinity Gauntlet by herself, but
No, we
Enough.
need Banana Man to...
in
Oh, don't mind this. And he just hides behind a bush and waits for Thanos to trip. And he beats him.
All right, get him. He fell.
but the other thing that I really liked
Ah,
was
you got tricked.
That's the extent of my power. Get him, Iron Man.
that's the thing. I'm kind of excited to see the original Avengers taking on Thanos and what's going to happen. I really think there are several things, because as I've been watching the movie again and reading articles, because when Thanos clicks and then goes into the Soul Stone, all you see is Gamora. So it makes me think that some people are right in saying that he didn't kill everybody and then put their souls into the Soul Stone, that he used the blue or the purple, whichever one is the reality stone, and just changed reality to where they just don't exist anymore. So instead of using the Soul Stone to kill people, he just wished them out of existence and they just were gone.
What's the difference, though?
One puts the souls of the people into the Soul Stone. The other just is that they never existed.
Oh.
Or that they ceased to exist from whatever Thanos wished.
That seems equally as bad.
It does, but
It's like
there's some
That would change so many timelines.
But there's some lore that makes it plausible or possible that he did it that way instead of killing everybody and putting
Let
them
me
in the
tell
Soul
you
Stone.
about soul stones, all right? Warlock can only put one soul per soul stone. How big is this guy's soul stone pouch? 24 slot?
Huge.
Maybe he has.
He's got the max 48.
He has Azura's Star from Skyrim that can hold as many as you want, I think.
He had a bag of plenty.
A good and plenty.
We're talking about different video games. I'm talking about World of Warcraft. You're talking about. I killed it. I killed the podcast.
Wow. Get it?
Oh wow!
That's the initials of the World of Warcraft.
Wow!
I did like also Spider-Man and just seeing how powerful he was. Because, I mean, you know he's up there and that he's super powerful, but when they had that first little fight when, what's his name? The big, huge guy with a hammer, and then the bad guy who has like a snake face.
Oh.
Voldemort.
Thanos' henchman.
Yeah, henchman. And then he's about to come down on either Hulk or I think it's Iron Man, and then all of a sudden it just stops and he's there, and you just see that this guy who has rocked the socks off of Tony Stark and stuff like that just gets stopped immediately by
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Crap.
Well, like in the comics and stuff, Spider-Man talks about having to pull his punches when he's just with his common criminals because he would punch through them. He has amazing strength.
And the thing I also
Not
like,
enough to last getting dissolved though.
that was super sad. That was the one that hurt. Not because I'm invested in Spider-Man as a character, but just because, a young kid saying I'm not ready to go, and then he kind of just goes into dust in Tony's hands.
I don't feel so good.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, I was bummed. I was most bummed about Drax.
And all the Guardians, basically besides Rocket Raccoon, all the Guardians of the Galaxy is gone. And that's how I know that all these characters are going to come back. Like Gamora will come back because Guardians of the Galaxy without her is not as good. I mean, you could probably do it, but it wouldn't be as good.
Well, they're all coming back because of comic.
Yeah. And so it'll be interesting
Sorry.
to see how they kind of do it. Because I think in the comic books, Adam Warlock, which you saw alluded to in the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, is being created. So instead of having Adam Warlock be inside the gauntlet or Infinity Gauntlet or whatever, that Captain Marvel will kind of shove into that space.
Well, and in Infinity Gauntlet, didn't he, what's her name, Nebula?
Nebula took control of it and then wished him, or just like snapped her fingers and took him out of existence.
Yeah.
And then they had to wrestle it away from her, and then I think that's when Adam Warlock took it and said, "You guys can't handle this thing."
Silver Surfer.
Yep.
I still think it would have been cool if they could have pulled off him trying to seduce Death somehow. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, I think that would have been cool. But I also I enjoy the compass that it gave, because he wasn't just a bad guy doing bad things for bad reasons. He had
he had his misguided motivations.
Even though, because one guy was like, well, why didn't you just, instead of wiping out half the universe, just be like, here's double the resources.
Yeah, everything's
or here's
fine.
everything that everybody ever needs ever. Merry Christmas. But I know that wouldn't work because people are people and be like, I want what they have, even though I have everything I need.
Yeah. And because he's got an image to uphold.
Yep. And I really liked the choice when Gamora was like, haha, you don't love anything. And then you're like, oh, know where this is going. Goodbye, Gamora.
Yeah.
And that the Red Skull was the guy who was stuck there on that
Yeah.
forsaken planet.
That was awesome to see him again. He was just kind of swept under the rug.
Yep. This one was really long, but also super worth it.
Also, the fact that they made Thor getting a new weapon.
Yeah,
One
the
of the coolest parts
Stormbreaker.
of the movie. That part was so badass. It's like all this scene is he's got to turn on a kiln, but they made it fucking awesome.
And you know the best part?
Oh yes,
I did not
think
know that
what
he
you're
was even
talking
in the
about.
movie.
Keep going.
I don't know what you were going to talk about. You do it.
Peter Dinklage.
I don't know. I've never seen the movie.
Oh, Peter Dinklage is in it, and he plays a giant dwarf.
Yeah. I was like, I did not see that coming. I was like, oh, Peter Dinklage is in this movie?
Yeah, he's like 10 feet tall.
That's awesome.
Sorry, I thought you were going to say the best part of that is Peter Dinklage.
No, what I was going to say is I can tie this all together to our Afternoon Delight episode as well, because James Brolin plays Thanos
Yep.
and James Brolin plays Cable.
And I think he does a great job. And I liked, I'm hoping to get a lot more fight scenes as we've kind of built the Infinity War towards the Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
And I think what's happening, if I remember correctly, and looking at the chronology, is that Captain Marvel drops like in March, and then Infinity War Part 2 drops in like April or May. Like really basically just boom, boom, right after
Yeah.
each other, which I love. Because I don't want to wait forever for...
Yeah, they kind of need to wrap it up so they can start phase 2.
Yeah. Well, doesn't Captain Marvel, isn't that when phase 2 starts?
The new Spider-Man movie.
Okay.
Yep.
Which
So-
is, I have it in my calendar. I think it's 2020.
Which isn't really
It's
that
in my
far away.
phone. Yeah, it's kind of, no, it's not.
Yes.
No, I forgot to lock the door. It's the mist. Don't worry, I have to pee. I'll pee on the intruder.
Dude, I wrecked that toilet. That toilet is not made for fat people.
That's how our Airbnb toilet was. It was like this mini house. The house could have fit in this room right here. There was
What
another
Airbnb
pool
house?
when we went to Colorado.
Oh, okay.
And the bathroom, where the toilet was in a area like this small, and I literally couldn't fit on it. I couldn't stuff my cock.
Yeah,
So I'm like, I had to hold it until we went to the zoo. And I-
So like when I went up there, like first I stuffed my junk in, and then I sat down, and then I just sat there and kept going and going, and I was like, "Don't break my dick! Don't break my dick! Don't break my dick! Don't break my dick!" until finally my beehole went over, and then I was just like, "Did you guys hear it?" Oh, you should have. It was great.
I wish we could have heard that.
The foos rode off from my butthole. Your toilet is not made for fat people, dude. How do you fit your junk and your beehole in there at the same time?
I am quite a bit smaller than you.
Oh, okay.
And David has a trunk butt too
Oh, yeah, that's true.
from all those years at college.
But yeah, so like even
I don't know.
but even in Deadpool 2, there's a great part where Deadpool's talking to Cable, and he goes, "Hey, hold it there, Thanos." And it's just like, "Oh, clever tie-in."
That was my favorite part of that movie. Is all the
Nods.
his fourth wall breaking.
The
is so
fourth wall is what I love about Deadpool. That's what makes those movies great.
Yep.
But Infinity War,
This is the final one. I'm looking forward to Captain Marvel. I like that they're keeping it. It seems like they're going to be keeping it rather close, because I think this is taking place in around the 1980s. So I believe that the villain is going to be Ronan the Accuser. I believe, because he's technically not dead yet, and that it's going to be Carol Danvers, the United States Air Force pilot, who then falls in love with Marvel, who is a Krill something, big baddie or good guy, but
No, what
powerful.
is? I haven't read hardly anything of Captain Marvel. What's that person's? I don't know if in the comic they're usually a band or not. But
They're-
what's their superpower?
her superpowers are like she has super strength, of course. She has all the normal ones. Then she is able to absorb energy and shoot it back at people, and then she can also not just like instantly shoot it back, but keep on gaining
Build it
power
up.
and basically, destroy or do like nuclear power level blasts at people.
That's
She can
cool.
survive in outer space. She can fly, and if she reaches like her limit break, and then she becomes like something kin to like the Phoenix Force. She kind of changes, and
Oh, it's like her ult.
yeah, it's like there's something in her DNA code where she becomes like demigod,
Yeah.
godlike powers,
Oh, so like Jean Grey when she goes,
Kind of.
when she goes over the board.
kind of. But apparently in the comics, she burned herself out, but she still is Captain Marvel. She's just not like super Captain Marvel. But every once in a while, when she either absorbs enough power, she can tap into it for
Awesome.
short periods of time. So
That'll be cool.
Yeah, she basically could. She's like the most powerful. I think the director said she'll be the most powerful superhero in the Marvel universe so
Isn't
far.
she like the tight white suit?
I think she's like either blue
Oh,
or something like that.
Yeah.
The tight white suit is. I know who you're talking about. I just can't think of her name.
I don't know. I see lots of chicks cosplay that. And
Well,
yeah, I'm
there's
ready for that.
Spider Gwen,
Oh.
Yeah,
No, this is like
cape and junk.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
maybe Miss Marvel.
Oh, that's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah.
Great way to name your stuff, Jack Kirby.
What about Marvel? Miss
Mar-
Captain, Man Marvel, Marvel.
You see him in there thinking like, what do we name her? And what's the old man? Stan Lee just comes in. What about Marvel?
What was Stan Lee's cameo in Infinity War? Trying to think. I don't remember him. I remember Thor Ragnarok, but I can't remember what. Oh no, that was Guardians of the Galaxy.
I don't remember. I remember from Spider-Man.
He was in the library for that one, wasn't it?
No, he was leaning out the window yelling at people.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
We haven't talked about Spider-Man yet. have
Oh
we?
no. That was right. He was the bus driver where the big floaty circle ship was in the sky, and he's
Oh.
like, "Oh, you guys have never seen an alien spaceship before?"
Yeah.
What was his cameo in Deadpool 2?
He was just there's a mural on a building of him. That's it.
Well, he's
Cop out.
No, it's because he's dying.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of dying, John McCain died.
Yep. Saw that.
Oh, he already?
Yeah, he passed away today sometime.
Oh, I know
Earlier tonight.
they took him.
Yeah, he stopped
off.
doing his medication or his treatment for the cancer.
That was quick. I guess that happens when your brain's eating itself.
Well, that and he's 80, 81, something like that.
Hey, but the Viet Cong didn't get him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I always liked John McCain.
Not me. But
He seems like a nice person. I don't
Yeah.
agree with him politically.
politically, I didn't agree with him, but he is a nice person. Or was. Though, I mean, just like any other politician,
Yeah.
more criminal.
Unless you get him on Sacha Baron Cohen's new show.
And then they just become racist.
They become the worst people ever.
Why you would ever do that with somebody, I mean, that you don't know? I mean, it's one thing if you're with a group of friends and be like,
Dude,
"Oh, I'm going to be stupid."
Donald Trump was on Sacha Baron Cohen back when Ollie G
Ollie
in the
G.
house. Yep.
Well, but I mean, just it's the thing. It's one thing if like we're down here in my basement when we're saying stupid stuff and be like, "Oh, this is funny," but it's a different thing if like somebody we didn't know came in and was like, "Hey, I want to interview you guys."
Yeah, but
can you
you-
say some really
You
stupid
gotta
stuff?
think he knows what he's doing, so he knows how to manipulate them, and he's probably getting them out of their comfort zone. He's
Yeah,
got a
but-
camera in their face. He's
Well, yeah,
he's
it's-
enigmatic. He's going crazy, and they're just gonna do whatever he says.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, the one guy who like stood up and started shouting racial epithets. I mean,
Yeah, and he took
that
his
has
ass
to be.
out.
Yeah, I mean, how
You want
amazing
people,
of a person do
you
you have
want
to be?
people to notice you. You must scream the N-word.
Yeah.
And he just goes for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I just, what kind of manipulative power does Sacha Baron Cohen have over people that he's able
I
to?
want to see this show. What
It's,
show is on?
It's on
Showtime.
Cinemax? Showtime, that's right.
Showtime. Okay.
This is America.
Yes.
No,
This
wait,
is America.
That's the song.
This is America.
Or Who is America? Something like that.
Yeah, it's something America.
Some statement.
Okay. What is America?
That might be it.
Either way.
No, we were going for Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan. David, okay, I don't know. Jeopardy.
You're doing a really good job. I got it.
Thank you.
I was there. I just was yawning.
Well, there you go.
I can't stop playing with these dollar coins. So
But Infinity War, it was awesome.
It was awesome.
Can't wait for the new one.
I really wish I would have waited till right before the next one came out so I could just watch it and then go to the theater and watch everybody come back to life instead of having to
think
wait a
just
year.
Do that again.
David's just gonna have to loan me his.
Yeah, I have it over there. I was going to give it to you and then I forgot to.
Okay, and then I'll grab that PS4 on the way out too. Oh, does it have a controller?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, it's gonna be so much fun.
And I don't know if I have the charge cable should be with it too, but
I've got
Cables
micro
up the wazoo.
USBs. Yeah.
but this has been.
We didn't talk about Spider-Man yet.
Oh, we didn't. I totally forgot about Spider-Man.
How did we forget Spider-Man?
I don't know. Brady, take it over because apparently I.
Okay. Well, I like Spider-Man the most because his villains that he fights, they aren't this world-ending thing. It's just contained in New York. It's bad for New York, and he's got to fight him. Like this. Oh, this guy's a lizard. Oh, this guy's got a rhino suit. Oh shit, a guy who's made out of sand. And it's just low consequence fun.
I'm pretty sure Doc Ock could have destroyed the entire world.
I mean, technically, in the
Yeah.
new Spider-Man, the Homecoming, the guy, what's his name, Michael Keaton's character, could have done bad
Vulture.
stuff, but I mean, by selling the weapons that they collected from whatever,
Yeah.
the Krill.
Yeah, but like compared to other,
Yeah, Marvel people,
Villains.
the villains are.
and even in the comics, it was lower grade enemies, which was sometimes, but it was more. I like it better than the big time.
Now, how excited are you after seeing that movie to play the new PS4 game, which is dropping sometime?
September
Real
7th.
soon, yeah.
I'm gonna have to push that one off because Destiny, Forsaken. But honestly, it's like it reminds me of the
That's the way to do it, though,
Spider-Man.
Brady, because they'll have a game. It'll be $59.99. 1 or 2 weeks later, Best
Oh,
Buy will
yeah.
always have it for $39.
Yep.
And David always buys it right before that because he's stupid and can't wait. So don't be
Well,
a David.
I've been
Don't be
having
a
this
David.
like this FOMO in my head, like, oh fuck, I have to buy it day one and play it, and I'm like, it's a video game. It'll be there forever until I decide to play it. Because I'm like, oh man, there's
Excuse me.
a
Sorry.
new Forza Horizon, there's a new Assassin's Creed, there's Destiny, there's Spider-Man. I'm like,
But what if you die, Brady? Then you will never have played them.
I know. I have to
I think
spend-
that's what happens is like your brain goes like, you could die any day. So buy it now.
I gotta go with one, and I'm going with Destiny. But I am very excited.
Yeah,
for
Destiny, the new expansion for Destiny, which is dropping the same day.
it. It's the 4th.
The fourth.
That looks kind of cool about
Yes.
like
yes.
where you have your little team and then you fight the bosses and then you try and collect the stuff, stick it in there.
Oh, Gambit.
Gambits.
Yep.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
If
Except
you-
for when you get probably steamrolled by well put together teams.
KSI.
hell yeah, knowledge, strength, integrity, baby. Get with your local KSI representative and join the fight. It's actually going free on this coming Monday
On Monday. Yeah.
for 24 hours. You can play Gambit. So if you want to see more of it, go on Twitch and watch it or
Or
play it. I don't know if you have the game.
I'm playing it.
I am too. I'm gonna be smashing that poon, my dude.
Hell yeah. I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped right now. I've
watched,
got a movie to watch. I've got a PS3 game to play now, and
Well,
I've
yeah,
got.
PS3. I don't have the game, but
Oh well, I'll get it.
I watched one playthrough of Gambit, and this guy, the new Titan Super, which it's Code of the Missile. You just literally are electrified, and you fly through the air and slam on the ground like a missile. And he wiped the whole squad out when they were fighting their primeval.
Nice.
I'm like, what the fuck? It was great. Yeah, I can't wait. Spider-Man, the Homecoming. As we said before, during the Civil War, Tom Holland is Spider-Man
yeah,
to me now.
it does a great job of it. All the other Spider-Mans never existed. They were in alternate crappy universes.
You know, as
where
bad
Donald
as,
Trump was the president.
as bad as their movies were, I liked all their choices for people to play Spider-Man.
I will agree with
I
that.
like Andrew Garfield, how he's kind of,
Nerdy
yeah,
and odd.
and Emma Stone was in it, so
Yeah,
10 out
I'll
of
give you
10
that.
movie. And even Tobey Maguire, like Spider-Man is just an awkward kid, and who's more awkward than Tobey Maguire?
I will say, I would agree. I like Tobey Maguire up
And-
until the dancing.
Spider-Man 1, the very first one. It's still a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, until the finger guns and he's. We should have a 30-year viewing party and watch Spider-Man 3. I don't want to spend money on it though.
Pass.
All right, I don't blame you.
I'm sure that one of us has it somewhere.
Not me.
But Homecoming, it's the best Spider-Man movie they've ever made.
It was fucking amazing.
It was incredible.
It blew my brain
Yep.
out. It blew my mind. That's the word I was looking for.
And I like how his web abilities were just things
Like
he made.
like the cartridges,
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, I did like that.
Yep.
And I wish Iron Man wasn't in it as much, but I understand why.
Yeah.
But his roles, I mean, they were so minuscule, it doesn't matter.
And
it
Peter Parker's aunt,
Oh, yeah.
played by
Marissa
what's her
Tomei.
name?
Tomei.
Super hot.
She's an attractive woman.
I've loved her
Makes my mouth wet.
a long time, but I also loved her in The Wrestler. Stupid letting Mickey Rourke kill himself.
Hey, but you got to see her tits.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
All's well.
She played a stripper.
Here, hold on one second. Hello? What's up? Uh-huh.
I want to eat the rest of them Funyuns.
Yeah.
What?
I want to eat the rest of them Funyuns.
Patience.
I could be in my car right now eating them, but you had to bring up Spider-Man.
Oh.
Spider-Man.
I feel like J.K. Simmons.
James Jonah Jameson?
J.K. Simmons?
Yeah. What about him?
I will keep
Just
my
like-
eyes peeled.
Get that Spider-Man out of here!
Dude, he was so good as JJJ.
All right.
Yeah.
Love you too. Drive safely. Bye.
Do I need to move my car?
No.
Okay.
No, she's gone. She has to leave by like about 10:15 at the latest.
Which,
Or I mean 15.
which Mercy she work at?
The
Main?
main
Oh.
Mercy on 6th Avenue or whatever.
Mercy Prime.
Mercy.
Your target is Mercy Prime.
I'm here to heal.
I have a new infant wing. He's shooting babies.
I just imagine just like a little baby wing coming off of this giant fucking creature. My new infant wing.
Oh no! Aim for the infant wing. Think of the children.
Oh no.
But anyway, that is our full rundown of every Marvel movie so far, besides the Hulk.
Bitch, don't even bother.
Yep. We didn't. Why should you?
Is there a new one coming out this holiday season? I feel like there always is.
Well, let's see here.
Maybe the Captain America Christmas special.
That's going to come through the speakers. Okay, so we have, looks like Captain Marvel, the Untitled Avengers movie. Let's see here. Gambit, Spider-Man Far From Home, and Guardians of the Galaxy.
There's a Gambit movie still?
Apparently.
That's not.
Not current.
Wasn't what's his
That's
face?
Fox.
Who was
It's Marvel. I just looked up Marvel movies.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't look up.
Channing Tatum
Specific.
was supposed
Yeah.
to play.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Eh.
Gambit's supposed to be like a skinny.
So Venom is coming up. Spider-Man into the whatever Silver and Black, which is Spider-Verse.
Silver and black.
Let's see here. Then Dark Phoenix.
Silver.
X-Men is coming out in 2019.
Yep.
Captain Marvel in March of 2019. And then Avengers 4, May 3rd. Then, of course, Guardians of the Galaxy, but who knows when that's now coming out. Spider-Man 2 Homecoming 2 is coming out July 5th of 2019.
So July 25th of 2019 is phase 2.
Sweet.
And then Guardians of the Galaxy in 2020, but who knows now. Black Panther 2 to be determined. Black Widow movie, I'd kind of like to see that. That's in the apparently on the Doctor Strange 2 is also in the works. A Logan spinoff. I don't know about that one. I kind of liked how that one ended and just kind of.
It's probably the new Deadpool movie.
Yeah. I'm glad that there's a kind of a break. So it's not just what we got with Star Wars, where it was one after the other. I'm like, I couldn't care less. But I'm glad that they're kind of letting us savor Infinity War.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
hit us again. Because I'll watch all these cape shit movies. I don't care what anybody says. I love them. I love comic books. So
Yep.
Well, we are nerds, so.
There's a really cool thing that I almost got the Infinity Gauntlet. They had just like a whole compendium at Jay's. It was just like I mean, they called it a graphic novel, but it's just basically all the comics just shoved into a giant book.
it's everything dealing
Yeah.
with I have the graphic novel of the final fight.
The annoying thing is they didn't have a price on it, so I'm assuming it was like in the 50s, but
It's worth it.
yeah.
I've always wanted to buy a
Because I
Spider-Man
have
omnibus.
I have the graphic novel Dark Tower books. So I've
And I think they're
slowly
20% off
been
on all their omnibuses there.
Yeah, I've slowly been collecting those. I need to get I just need to start buying the full omnibus instead.
But
D?
that I think that wraps it up right there,
Sure does.
pal.
Well, that's been a big old cinematic universe tacklement.
Next we should do Harry Potter.
Yeah, I love Harry Potter.
I love Harry Potter too.
Too.
I know that my wife was probably chagrined, but that's what I listened to the first couple of years of marriage because I had my iPod right next to my bed. So because I always fell asleep as a kid listening to books. So I would just start Harry Potter 1, go all the way through, start Harry Potter 1, go all the way through just as I was falling asleep. So I'm sure she's like, I hate Harry Potter. She could probably recite the whole entire book series.
Sweet.
I know I can. Maybe not, but if the book is playing, I can probably go along
Sing
with it.
along with it or talk along.
Yep. I like that idea, Brady.
And I
Right.
actually own all those movies, so I'll be able to watch them all.
Yeah, I'd
No,
have
we're talking
to-
about the books, Brady. Darn it. Go read.
I don't. You know me.
Fine, I'll give you my
I
iPod. You
can't
can
read.
listen to it.
Didn't you read them all?
Yeah.
Snape kills
ago.
Dumbledore.
Page 400 and something.
I still think that's the most hilarious thing in the world.
I
Where they
would
like
have to agree.
go to the very end, read it, and then spoil it for other people. No. But they didn't at least know that Dumbledore wanted Snape to kill him.
Yeah.
He had to.
Yep. Anyway,
Spoiler
Because of
alert
the wand. The
for
Elder Wand.
like a 15-year-old book series.
Death Stick.
it's a good series. All right, this has been 30 and Nerdy. My name is David,
My name is AJ.
I'm Brady.
and you guys have a wonderful night, and go watch some dang movies.
Yeah, watch them.
Kisses. Oh my god, I have to pee with the force of 1,000 suns.
Like a horse of 1,000 suns. Go do it.